Philadelphia news, team of my heart.
There's a player on the Philadelphia 76ers right now who is living every NBA player's worst nightmare. He's having one of the best seasons of his career, providing exactly what his team needs and playing himself right into a massive payday this summer. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. All of that success, all of those clutch performances, all of those nights where he kept the Sixers competitive when their stars were sitting on the bench in street clothes, it might actually cost him everything, because the Sixers are reportedly looking to upgrade the roster before the trade deadline, and the better this guy plays, the more attractive he becomes as a trade piece. This is the cruel reality of the NBA. Doing your job too well can get you shipped out the door before you even realize what's happening. And for this particular player, a trade right now could cost him somewhere between $20 and $40 million over the next 4 years. Let me explain why this situation is absolutely insane and why you should be paying attention even if you're not a Sixers fan, because this is about to become a cautionary tale that changes how we think about contract years. So, let's start with where this player is right now. He's 25 years old, which in NBA terms means he's right at that sweet spot where teams are willing to invest long-term money. He's on an expiring contract, which means he's about to hit free agency this summer. And here's the kicker. Last summer, he tried to get a new deal from the Sixers, and they basically told him, "No thanks, we'll see how you play this year first." The offer they gave him was so low it was borderline disrespectful. 4 years, $39 million. For a guy who had just exploded in the final month of the previous season, averaging 26 points per game, and proving he could be a legitimate scoring threat. That's a slap in the face. So what did he do? He bet on himself, took the 1-year qualifying offer and said, "Okay, Philly, watch me prove my worth." And you know what? He's been doing exactly that. This season, he's been the Sixers' most consistent bench player, providing three-point shooting, secondary scoring, and defensive intensity every single night. He's been in the running for 6th Man of the Year. The dude has been rock solid. His role is perfect, his production is exactly what contending teams pay premium money for. And heading into free agency, he was looking at contracts in that 16 to 20 million per year range. Everything was lining up perfectly for him to secure generational wealth this summer. But then, the rumors started. The Sixers have been relatively quiet when it comes to trade talk this season, but suddenly reports are surfacing that they're looking for rotational upgrades. And when you're a team with championship aspirations and you've got 2 max contract stars who can't stay healthy, you start looking at your depth pieces differently. You start asking yourself, can we package some of these guys together and get someone better? Can we consolidate talent and upgrade? And that's where our mystery player finds himself right now, sitting in the crosshairs of a front office decision that he has absolutely zero control over. Because here's the thing, the Sixers drafted a rookie this year who was supposed to be their future. Jared McCain was getting serious rotation minutes early in the season, and the front office was betting big on his development. But McCain has hit a wall. He's not playing well. He's not providing what they thought he would provide. And when your lottery pick isn't delivering, you start looking for other solutions. You start thinking about trades. You start wondering if maybe that veteran bench guy who's been balling out could be the piece that gets you the upgrade you need. Now, let's talk about what a trade would actually mean for this player's future. Right now, he's in an ideal situation. He knows his role, he's thriving in that role, and teams around the league are watching him succeed in a clear, defined system. That's exactly what drives up your value in free agency. But if he gets traded, especially if he gets traded to the wrong team, everything changes. Let's walk through the scenarios. Scenario 1, he gets traded to a tanking team that's trying to lose games and develop young players. Suddenly, he's not playing winning basketball anymore. He's not in the playoff hunt, his efficiency might drop because he's surrounded by worse players. And even if his raw numbers stay the same or even go up, front offices around the league know the difference between good stats on a bad team and actually contributing to winning. That matters when they're deciding how much money to offer you. Scenario 2, he gets traded to a contender as part of a package deal for a star player. Great, right? You're on a championship team. Except now you're the 4th or 5th option. Your minutes get cut, your role becomes inconsistent. You're no longer the guy, you're just a guy. And when free agency comes around, teams look at your playoff performance and think, well, he couldn't really showcase what he can do because he wasn't getting the opportunities. Your market value tanks. Scenario 3, and this might be the worst one, he gets traded to a team with an unclear vision, somewhere between competing and rebuilding, and he ends up in basketball purgatory. Not enough touches to showcase his skills, not enough winning to build his resume, just stuck in mediocrity, watching his free agency value evaporate. Compare all of those scenarios to what he has right now with the Sixers. He's the clear sixth man on a team with championship aspirations. Every game matters. Every performance is under the national spotlight because it's Philly and because Joel Embiid and Paul George are supposed to be leading this team to the finals. When he plays well, it gets noticed. When he hits big shots, they show up on highlight reels. When he defends at a high level, analysts talk about it. That visibility, that context, that's what gets you paid in free agency. And the Sixers know this, which is exactly why he's valuable as a trade chip right now. Other teams see what Philly has in him and they want it. But here's the cruel irony. The moment he leaves Philadelphia, he loses the thing that made him so attractive in the first place. Let's look at some historical comparisons, because this has happened before and it never ends well for the player. Dennis Schroder in 2021 turned down an $84 million extension from the Lakers because he thought he could get more in free agency. Got traded, his role changed, his production dipped, and he ended up signing for $5.9 million. That's not a typo. He left $78 million on the table. Or look at Nerlens Noel, who turned down a $70 million offer from the Mavs because he wanted more. Never got close to that kind of money again. Kelly Oubre got traded during a contract year, bounced around, and watched his value crater. The NBA is littered with guys who were in the perfect situation, got moved at the wrong time, and never financially recovered. And the worst part? None of them had any control over it. They didn't demand trades, they didn't force their way out. They were just assets on a spreadsheet that got moved when the front office decided to make a play for someone better. So here's what makes this situation with the Sixers players so fascinating and so terrifying at the same time. He's not just facing the possibility of a trade, he's facing it with the deadline rapidly approaching, which means the decision could come any day now. Every time his phone buzzes, every time he sees a Shams Charania or Adrian Wojnarowski tweet notification, his heart probably stops for a second. Because that's how he'll find out. Not from a phone call from the front office, not from a meeting with his agent, but from a tweet that gets sent out to millions of people at the exact same moment he sees it. Imagine that. Imagine working your entire life to get to this point, playing the best basketball of your career, doing everything your coaches ask of you, being the ultimate professional, and then finding out your future just got derailed because someone in a suit decided you were more valuable as a trading chip than as a person. That's the reality of being an NBA role player in a contract year on a team with championship pressure. And here's the part that should make every basketball fan pause and think. The Sixers might actually be making the right decision. If they can package this player with some other assets and get a legitimate starter-level talent, someone who can take pressure off Embiid and George, someone who can be a consistent third option, they probably should do it. That's how you build championship teams. You consolidate talent, you make tough decisions, you trade good players to get great players. It's cold, it's calculated, but that's the business. But for the player on the other end of that transaction, it's his life. It's his family's financial security. It's the difference between setting up generational wealth and having to prove himself all over again in a new city, with a new system, with new expectations, with the clock ticking on his prime years. So yes, the Philadelphia 76ers might be about to make a trade that improves their roster. They might be about to get better. But for Quentin Grimes, the 25-year-old guard who has been their most reliable bench scorer all season long, who turned down that lowball offer and bet on himself, who has done absolutely everything right. This trade could be the difference between a $16 to $20 million per year contract and having to settle for half that amount. And the cruelest part of all, he doesn't get a vote. He doesn't get to choose his destination.
He just has to wait, keep playing hard, keep being professional, and hope that wherever he lands, if he lands somewhere else, it doesn't completely destroy the market value he spent all season building. That's the price of playing too well when your team decides they want to aim higher. Drop a comment and let me know where you think Grimes ends up if the Sixers pull the trigger on a trade. Hit that subscribe button because we're going to be tracking this situation all the way through the deadline. And smash that like if you think NBA players deserve more control over their own destinies in situations like this.